Hello, I'm Marshall Trimble, official Arizona State historian, right alongside the Verde River in town of Jerome. It became a ghost town for a while. Then a man named Maynard Keenan in the mid-1990s came out to the wickedest city in the West, and there he met up with Eric Golomsky. By golly, they started growing grapes.
No one in their right mind would plant a vineyard that's less than 6 acres just because financially it's just as easy to farm 100 acres as it is to farm 10 acres. So to farm a half an acre is just kind of silly.
You know, my perception of winemaking is it helps humans get closer to the earth, especially if it's ushered to them in a way where they understand this wine came from here and that's why it tastes this way and why it smells this way. The more we appreciate something, the more apt we are to preserve it, protect it, and interact with it in a more positive way.
I had a dream about being in Arizona, and I had no real interest in moving to Arizona. Just, of course, the first criticism that people have, isn't it a desert, isn't it full of cactuses and, cement? And the answer is not necessarily up here. And I fell in love with it right away, and it didn't take long for me to start having visions of grapes on these slopes.
Arizona's my home, and my wines are an expression of a place that I call home. Today we're bottling Caduceus Premier Paso. This was the first wine Maynard ever conceived here with me at Page Spring Cellars. Tasting wine, testing barrels, putting blends together, that's all this artistic stuff. It's a lot of fun. Bottling is kind of the process that every winemaker rues.
We want to welcome Maynard James Keenan and Eric Golomsky, founders of the Arizona Stronghold Vineyards, here today.
When you guys are picking the grapes, what exactly are you looking for?
It's like writing a song. You just want to let the sounds happen in a room and go with it. Whatever Arizona on this particular spot on the globe wants to offer up for flavors, that's what we're going to do. We let the grape speak for itself.
Not only are we on a frontier here with regards to Arizona, but we're on kind of a frontier here with viticulture, expressing this place that is Maynard's Vineyard.
The location is special. The vineyard itself is special. It's worth taking the risk, basically.
Si hay grupos que son genuinamente imposibles de describir de manera común y normal, tanto por la música como por las emociones que nos hacen sortear, entonces creo que TOOL forma parte de una raza perdida y extinguida dentro del panorama musical. Para mí es como un buen retiro a nuestro monasterio en las montañas. A veces hay que escuchar, hay que tener una dosis de TOOL, ojalá cotidiana, para volver al valle de la imaginación, cuando te sientas estresado y cierras los ojos en búsqueda de un lugar íntimo donde puedes escuchar a tu verdadero yo. Tienes que pisar el freno, detenerte en el camino, salir del vehículo, dejar los fierros, las máquinas, la metalurgia atrás y respirar hondamente. Creo que TOOL en el fondo nos ayuda a encontrar el camino de la vida con un rumbo más definido. Escuchar a TOOL para mí significa aclarar todas mis emociones, despejar las nubes, los nubarrones. Y ahora quiero romper todo protocolo televisivo porque TOOL a su vez rompe con todas las normas establecidas musicales. Y terminar este primer capítulo del Séptimo Vicio, recuerda, hoy martes 7 de octubre hasta el martes 13 de octubre, documentales más los videos que ha realizado históricamente el Séptimo Vicio. Pero además te queremos hacer regalo de esta camisa oficial de TOOL en www.vx.cl/Séptimo Vicio. Solo adquiriéndola formarás parte de esta secta, de esta religión llamada TOOL. www.vx.cl/Séptimo Vicio. Nos vemos mañana, miércoles. Recuerda que durante algunas semanas el Séptimo Vicio tomará lugar desde los martes hasta el viernes, con capítulos de resúmenes durante el fin de semana. Ya lo sabes, tu semana cultural parte entonces el martes y termina el domingo con el Séptimo Vicio. Los espero mañana con más TOOL y el segundo y fenomenal episodio.
Major Douche. We'll be taking your questions now. Please keep your questions tailored to the specific campaign at hand, and please keep them brief.
You, sir.
Now, from what we understand, this is, what can we expect from this Pucifier show? Now, we know it has been deemed as a cabaret show, and that's the first part of my question. The second part of my question is, we know there's music. What else can we expect?
Chaos. Pure chaos. Sprinkled with significant collateral damage, which by most calculations are within the acceptable margins.
You, sir.
Yes, thank you. Who is in the live incarnation of Pucifer, and what performers are lined up for the shows? Which ones for all the shows?
We have gone to great lengths to recruit the best
Of the best.
of the best
Of the best.
of the best, but unfortunately the best of the best
Of the best.
of the best were either already employed or would not return our calls. So we were forced to recruit from a pool of the morally ambiguous.
Morally ambiguous.
That pool includes Miss Laura Milligan, Mr. Maynard Keenan, Tim Alexander,
Matt Mitchell, Johnny
Polanski,
Julie Kamagari, Mila Jovovich,
Gil and Ronnie Sharon,
Jackie Harris, Paul Greenberg,
Jill Talley, Tom Kenny.
Jeff Friedel, Mavic Junkins.
Basically just a bunch of bad seeds. You, ma'am. Sir.
General Major Douche, will each night be different? Are there themes?
This campaign will be diverse and without logic.
Without logic.
We'll be using all available resources, including but not limited to
Shock, awe,
shock,
shock,
awe,
shock, and some more awe.
shock, and more awe.
And although we are underfunded, we are well trained. We will do our best to reach the target and emerge victorious before last call has been announced.
What are the ticket prices?
As we know all too well, freedom is not free. The price for freedom during this campaign will be $39.
$39.
$39 per night plus tax, tip, valet, cab, minibar, sluts,
Hookers,
and drinks.
mixed and otherwise.
And by sluts, I mean slots. You, sir.
How long will the shows be?
This war must continue until every man, woman, and child have had a taste of my freedom. We've gathered the intel, we've analyzed the data, so roughly speaking, 2 hours? You, sir?
Major Douche.
You, sir, with the hair.
Is there a name for these shows? A name for these shows? A name for these shows? Please answer my question.
Negative.
Hey, how's it going, bro? Listen, will Tool be recording a new album anytime soon? And if so, has writing begun on that project? I was wondering about that.
That's classified.
Also, hey, will any members of Tool be on hand? That's a good question. Any members of Tool be on hand?
That's classified, dickhead.
You uptight, bro.
And go yourself. Listen here, you little pansy. You don't know from Shinola. Sucker! Speak up, son. You're burning daylight.
Also, listen, is there any possibility that Perfect Circle might be reuniting in the near future? Right? Come on. Answer that.
That's classified, and if you continue this line of questioning, men in dark suits will show up to your residence and detain you for what will seem like